Hi, my name is Katie Brando, and today, together with my team, Annie Rudisil, Aaron Callahan, and MJ Gomez Saavedra, we will be presenting our web app, MealADay. When deciding what problem we wanted to solve with our app, we thought about a problem that we face every single day as college students, and that is, what am I in the mood to eat right now? The MealADay app helps solve this problem. While other recipe apps might help you find a recipe based off of calories or dietary restrictions or ingredients, the MealADay app is unique in the fact that it pairs users with recipes based solely upon their mood. In order to determine your mood, the MealADay app has a carefully crafted list of questions to present to you via a quiz. The quiz consists of 8 questions that range from anything from what color are you feeling like right now to some more comical choices such as what type of show are you binging on Netflix right now. Using these questions, the MealADay app is able to calculate your mood. Once the app receives the user's answers, it's able to tabulate which mood is most prominent. These moods include happy, sad, angry, and excited. For each of these moods, we have paired with it 4 different food groups. And these food groups were decided based upon research that showed the connection between which food groups are best for which moods. So, for example, if your mood was happy, then we would be choosing recipes from the chicken, salad, tacos, and American categories. Once the app determines the mood for the user, it's time to retrieve the recipe. The MealADay app implements the Edamame public API. This API includes an extensive list of recipes that can be accessed via modifiers such as chicken, ice cream, American. And within each of these modifiers, there is an array of recipe objects. And each of these objects includes data about the recipe, including a URL to the recipe itself, a list of its ingredients, its calories, and even some dietary restrictions. Once the recipe is determined, the MealADay app adds the recipe to the user's recipe book. On the My Profile section of the user's website, the user is able to access all of the recipes that they have created using past versions of the quiz, as well as the new recipes they created with the quiz. They are also able to delete these recipes from their recipe book whenever they would like. Now that you understand how MealADay works, let's zoom out and take a top-level approach to our user flow. So a new user approaches the MealADay website, and first they are asked to sign up for an account. With this sign-up, they are asked to create a username and password. Once they've created their account, they are redirected to the quiz page. There, they are able to take their quiz and retrieve their first recipe. This recipe is then added to their My Recipes page. Their My Recipes includes this new recipe, but after taking future quizzes, it will also include the recipes from the results of those quizzes. On the My Recipe page, the user is also able to delete any recipes that they no longer would like to have, and when you reload the page, the recipe will be deleted. There is also login and logout functionality, so that the user is continually able to return to the MealADay app and retrieve their recipes from previous quizzes. By now, you have a pretty good idea of how our MealADay app works. So now my teammate Annie Rudisil is going to help you take a closer look at our code with a helpful demonstration.
All right, hey, welcome to MealADay. So this is the index.html page of our site. So we have a nice landing page here, as well as an about section, kind of just telling you what our service does. If I was a new user coming to this page for the first time, the first step I would want to do is to sign up. So let me come over here and sign up. I'm going to sign up as Annie. Favorite food is pasta. Set a username. Password. Create account. So as soon as I create an account, it's going to have me log back in. And now that I'm in, I'm going to take the quiz. And so let's go through. All right, so this is just basically like a BuzzFeed quiz, a bunch of random questions supposed to determine your mood through our algorithm. All right, congratulations. We have chosen a recipe for you based on your current mood. So let's go see my recipe. All right, and you can see there's my profile with my username. All right, and so I got the perfect porterhouse steak recipe. Awesome. So if I wasn't feeling with this recipe, I could delete it. But let's say maybe I'm like not sure, maybe I'd want this recipe eventually, but maybe I'm still like, this doesn't completely complement my mood. So I can come back here and I can take the quiz again. So let's go back through. I'm just gonna kind of pick some random answers. Congratulations, I got another recipe. So this time I got spaghetti with Italian sausage ragu. That's definitely up my alley. If I want to, I can click here and I can go to the recipe, the full recipe from the site. And all this information is taken from edamame. So actually, I don't eat red meat, so there's no way I'm probably ever going to use this recipe. So I have the option to delete, and it's gone forever. Even when I come back here and refresh, it is still gone. Also, log out, confirm log out, and I can log back in using another version that I made. So here I am back at another version I was working on earlier, and these are all the recipes I had from that earlier version. Additionally, if I wanted to, let's say, log out, confirm logout, sign up, and try to use the same information that I just used. So my previous account was in a Mac. I get an error. An account with this name already exists. So that just makes sure that like we have no data getting overridden in the backend. Also, if I come here, type in the same name, different password, random numbers, I'll get an error saying account not found. All right, so now that you've seen what our site looks like synced up on a browser, we're going to show you some of the actual code. So just starting with the index page, which is like the root of our project, we have all these links. Our nav bar is responsive, so this is what this is showing you right here. And then once you're in here, we can click on these buttons. So we can go, they're right here. So sign up, log in. So right here, this is our create account handle. So we have two functions here. We have handle login and create user. So we'll start with create user. What happens there is that from our form that is created on the sign up page, we take the values that are inserted by the user and then send them into a post request through Axios to our backend. So if you look over here, this is our post function. We used Chris's backend template and kind of altered it just a little bit, but most of it was basically based off of his. So this is how the post is being handled. And then once that goes through, it will be stored within account.create. But since these are being currently deployed on Heroku, nothing's in there right now, but that's where they would be. And then with login, it works the same, and we get a specific token with each of our create users, and that's basically their cookie. So this token ensures that your data is kept, your session is running the entire time that you're logged in, so that we're able to access data when you switch between different pages of the site or anything like that. And once your login is complete, your window will change to quiz.html, which is where our quiz is housed. And so if you go to
once the user is taken to the quiz page, they are going to be presented with a series of 8 questions. And with each of these questions in the background, we are calculating a score for your mood. And this mood is determined using our create recipe function here. And so our different moods are happy, sad, angry, and excited. And we're whichever mood has the highest number of points, that is the mood from which we will select the recipe. If you can scroll up a little bit, Annie.
Mm-hmm.
right here on, we have, for example, at the bottom, happy options, sad options, angry options, excited options. And each of these includes an array of different types of recipes. So for example, inside of chicken, there's going to be another array of recipe objects. And it's from there that we're going to grab a recipe to present to our user. So once you're done with the quiz page, we will be posting this recipe that we choose using our Axios request inside of, yes, add recipe. So here you can see await Axios, and we're putting it to our pathway user/recipes with the ID being the name of the recipe itself.
So once you get to profile.js, we run a function called getRecipes where it takes the recipe from that we saved in save recipe on quiz.js, and it grabs that, it uses the token to make sure that you're logged in as the right user and that it's taking the right user stuff, but it grabs that recipe, and there we copy it into a new array called data_r, and we use that then to render your recipe cards dynamically, which you can see here. We also have a render profile card, which takes the current user that's logged in and creates a little profile card for them. And then as well as we have a handle delete button, which allows you to delete a recipe card from the front end and from the back end. And just a few more things to touch on before we finish up. Testdata.js is where we keep all of our question objects that you can see them all there. And we dynamically render all these questions inside quiz.js in this render questions. We export them in as a copy. And then with the backend, we have a private.json file to hold all the private tokens. And then here with users.recipes, that stores the unique recipe that the user generated inside of the user.json file so that those recipes are always available to the user whenever they're logged in with their cookie.